Hello, my dear students. Now I'm back with my new chapter. Name of the chapter is Who Did Patrick's Homework? And now I'm explaining the chapter paragraph wise for you. Let's begin. Dear students, read this chapter from your book, and for explanation of the story, watch my video. This is a wonderful story which has presented magical realism. That means something that is not magic but a belief. Belief means you believe on something in a beautiful manner. A boy, Patrick, who gets inspired and feels propelled to work hard by an imaginary elf. Elf here, a supernatural being. He is not only able to complete his work, rather scores high grades. This story conveys the message that self-help works wonders. Patrick never did his homework because he found it boring. Instead, many of you that found your homework boring. So, Patrick is also a type of a child who found his work boring. Instead, he played outdoor games like hockey and basketball. He always busy with a Nintendo. Nintendo here a type of a video game. So he always busy with that. His teacher warned him to complete his homework, otherwise he won't be able to get good marks in his exam, and he used to feel like an ignorant person who was completely helpless. He had no interest in studies and his homework. One day he observed that his cat, playing with a doll, and was surprised to find that it wasn't really a doll. Rather, it was a man of teeniest size. Teeniest means सबसे छोटा, teeniest size. It was wearing a woolen shirt and with an old-fashioned trousers and tall hat, like this tall hat, and it made him look like a witch, which means some supernatural power, supernatural being. The doll cried and requested Patrick to save him and not to send him back to the cat. In return, the doll promised Patrick to fulfill his wish. Now, after knowing this, that it was a supernatural being, Patrick was really very, very happy, and it was difficult for Patrick to accept that he was so fortunate to get an answer of his all the solution difficulties through this teeny man. So he asked him if he could do his homework till the end of the semester, that is a period of 35 days, to help him score A grade. Patrick was thinking that with Elf's help he can improve his grade. Now, finding that it was not a doll, it was a teeniest sized man, and he was thinking that it was a supernatural being. It was difficult for Patrick to accept that he was so fortunate to get an answer or solution to all his difficulties now, and he asked the elf if he could do his homework till the end of the semester. Semester means a time period of 35 days, to help him score A grade in his exams. Patrick was thinking that with the help of that elf, he can with the help of that elf he can improve his grades. After hearing this, the little man's face gave a look of cloth lying in the basket used for washing dishes. He showed his disapproval for the work by kicking legs and doubling his fist and making unhappy faces like this. And he asked if he was that unfortunate to do that task, but he promised to do the work. And keeping his words, the elf started doing his homework, but sometimes he needed help as he didn't know all the things. Then Patrick had to help him. Sometimes, while reading Patrick's homework, the elf would say, crying aloud, that he doesn't know the meaning of that word, he doesn't know the meaning of that word, and for the answer, Patrick would get a dictionary and find out the meaning, something that can help the elf to identify the sound of each other as well as the each word. The elf knew nothing of the maths, and all concept of maths were completely strange and completely odd things for him. Patrick was unfortunate in this matter. The elf explained the elves never needed mathematical concept like addition, subtraction, division and multiplications and fractions. So Patrick had to sit next to the elf to guide him. Even he didn't know anything of human history. It was completely strange to him. Thus he screamed at him to visit the library, get him some more books to help him to read as well. That means the elf was really don't know about, he doesn't know about the maths and the human history for the human for this concept. And he asked Patrick to get more books for maths and history, to read the books and help him in understanding the concept. Actually, that little creature was either complaining or asking Patrick to do something or the other all the time. Patrick was not able to sleep and was unable to and was awake for nights together. He had never felt so tired before that time, and he was going to school with his full dull looking eyes. That means that shows that he didn't sleep the last night, and he read the books properly, and it showed that he was doing hard work. Finally, it was the last day of school, and the elf had complete freedom to go, and that means that 35 days were now completed, and freedom, the elf felt like that freedom to go, as there was no more homework now to do. So without speaking anything, in a secretive manner, the elf moved out from the back door. And now in exams, Patrick scored A grade. His classmates were surprised, his teachers were surprised, and his teachers were full of appreciation. Of parents were trying to know what made him so perfect. Even before this, Patrick was feeling like the homework is so boring, and now he scored A grade. So everyone wants to know that what made him the perfect boy, the perfect child, and what had happened to him. He became an exemplary child, who cleaned his room himself, did all his work, became a happy child who was never rude, and developed a complete new self and look. So now here we see that after doing some hard work, after the 35 days, Patrick was a new now the Patrick was a new child who is doing his work, who is completing his all the work, and who did hard work, who is very good child now, and keeping his room clean, and he that you can say that the complete new Patrick now, in front of that their of his parents, of his teachers, and of his classmates. Concluding, I would like to say that it was not the elf, but because there is no supernatural beings, so it was nothing elf, no elf there, and but Patrick himself, who did his homework, who did hard work, and who read the books, who did all the hard works, who did all the work of himself. The elf just propelled means push towards something. So it was Patrick himself who pushed himself to do everything, to read the books, to do his homework, to do all the hard work. And now the result is Patrick scored A grade in his exams. So, at last, the moral of the story is hard work is the key to success. Is it is only the hard work which takes us the step of the success, and we should always do our work by our own self. Patrick learned this value and started to do his homework now, and you also now learn from this story that do your homework by yourself. Thank you.